Alright, hey guys, Gwan here. This is pretty much right there. If you see the costumes, I talked to a GM, and she actually showed up and stuff, so that was pretty cool. And here I am in Onyxia's lair. I've farmed this probably for the last month and a half or so, but I've only done it 5 times thanks to the additional instance can't be launched crap. But my friend, as soon as I got on, I figured, I was gonna go do some BGs or something, because that's what consumes most of my time now. I don't do too much raiding. I raid to get gear, and that's about it. And so yeah, I like to run and I like to PvP, but I haven't been able to run because Blizz has been having problems with the servers, or I don't know. The GM I was talking to explained it, but it's complicated and crap, and you guys don't care too much. And I think Stormweaver was the last realm to get this fixed, so that only made it all the worse. Okay, so on to the strategy here, because I got a whole 9 minutes. I might as well cover that first. As for Warlocks, you're gonna pretty much need to be Affliction for at least up until you get the Siphon Life ability that lets your corruption spells, 40% of it, heal you, because that's kind of what's going to keep you alive. Haunt could probably cut it, but you could probably just stay alive. With corruption, you pretty much, I don't think I ever dropped below 10k health. I probably only dropped below 15k once or twice. And so it's not so much how much armor does count, but health really doesn't matter. For Warlocks, it's kind of good because you can life tap, but in situations like these, I don't really like to, take the chance. I think anything that drops my health in exchange for more DPS is kind of a waste unless you have a tank. So that kind of makes me uncomfortable when soloing. I do it sometimes, but I, don't want to get to the point. I like to be in 2 different environments when I'm doing things, soloing and raiding. So when I'm raiding, obviously I'll life tap and expect the healer to get me up, and even if he doesn't, immediately, I don't expect to be top priority. I really shouldn't need it. I mean, I shouldn't be taking that much damage in the first place, and if I am, I probably deserve to die, I guess, or deserve to end up, whatever. But yeah, so pretty much here, corruption is your main healer. That's what heals you up. I also cast Haunt because it's nice to have that up too, and if you have full health and it's coming, you can life tap then, and that you're gonna be able to get some more mana out of it. The second thing that's essential to doing this as a Warlock is, I tried this with a Void Walker, thinking, he'd tank it for me, but 1, I couldn't keep him up, 2, I couldn't keep all my dots up, and 3, if I tried to health funnel, it would just draw way too much aggro, and that wasn't good. So, oh yeah, and on top of that, 4, is I couldn't get enough mana. So I thought, well, maybe my imp would be good with Dark Pact. So I put Dark Pact on my hotbar, and I tried it like that, and it worked surprisingly well. Because, I never PvP or raid in Afflict, so I never really thought of that before. But when it comes right down to it, if, you need mana that bad, you can just life tap him and have him sit back and not attack, and, you won't lose anything from it. You lose a little bit of DPS from him, but when we're imps really intended to attack anyways, usually I only summon them up in raids to Blood Pact, and that's about it. So pretty much then, for phase 1, you're gonna slow DPS and just get them down at whatever pace you want. It's more of a survivability fight more than anything. You don't want to really have to deal too much with anything else. And when phase 2 comes up, he's gonna fly into the air, and that's when the whelps start coming out. So pretty much, you're gonna want to make sure you have some mana, because what you're gonna do is Seed of Corruption, one on each side, and when they collide together, pull back a little bit and cast Shadow Flame, and that'll trigger off the seeds, and you'll pretty much kill every single one of them within a matter of seconds, and not too many will hit you. As far as Deep Breath goes, I mean, I try to avoid them, but when it comes right down to it, they really don't do that much. I think I only lose like 3 or 4k, and you know, I can get, with the whelps coming at you almost constantly, you can get that back easy. If like 2 or 3 come at you, I just corruption them, and you know, it's kind of a good thing if 2 or 3 come out, because then you can get some extra health and just run from them. Again, in phase 2, you're gonna want even slower DPS, because of the fact that you know, when the whelps come out, you get extra health, but that costs extra mana, so you gotta run from all the fireballs and the deep breaths, and it's, you know, so you want to use your instant cast spells rather than sitting and having a cast time. The only thing I really cast is Haunt occasionally, and then even more occasionally is Unstable Affliction. So, I got, what, 4 minutes? Okay. Secondly, something that I've noticed a lot of people don't do, or I haven't really seen anybody do this, but, is to run people through this. Now, you can start here at 55, and you can get in, so it's nice gear, and it pushes people to reach level 60 and get to Outland. And usually if it's their first character, I don't know for anybody else, but I think to know that, you know, you get to Outland, and know that you got through your first expansion, and that you're almost to, you know, you only got 20 more levels to go, but it seems so much easier with all the content that's in Outland. It's such a big area for just 10 levels. Same with Northrend, it's a pretty big area for 10 levels, but they really kicked up the, you know, XP bar there. So, you know, you can enter here at 55, and it's good motivation for people to get to level 60. But anybody can really, I think gear's still good in here up to probably level 65, I'd say, or so. Because I remember I got my tier 2 helm and checked it, and I think I was either 63 or 65 at the time, and I still used it, so yeah, that was nice. But funny story about that too, though, is the first time I went in here, this was like my first big raid, and I was really excited for it and stuff, and we had some beef where people got, I don't know, one person didn't trust the other person, so they thought someone was gonna ninja it, and the other guy didn't want to let him ninja it, and so it ended up like a need roll fest, and someone needed on my tier 2 helm, and I was so excited that it dropped, and someone else took it, so I was really angry about that. I wasn't really angry, just, you know, kind of disappointed that I didn't get it. And then after that, I thought, you know, well, if it dropped once, how long can it take to get another one? And I must have ran this thing probably 6 or 7 times before I got it again. And I eventually did get it, but I think in the last 5 times that I've run it, I think my helm's dropped twice. So that's pretty bad. I mean, to do this so many times at low levels just to get a helm, it was convenient for a bit, but for what it's really worth, unless an 80's running you, or you want the achievement, I wouldn't say to come back here for gear too much, because you'll outgrow it pretty quick.